Okay, here we go. We are talking about superheroes tonight, but really what started this conversation was Lena and I were talking about how Masters of the Universe, He-Man, is coming out in June. How many other people in the whole Gen X are super excited about this? So excited. So I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Stoked.
Universe! And the
Mina's
Cowardly
excited.
Tiger, yeah, you know what? I am super excited. I think we definitely, I have actually taken a day off to go watch this movie with some people, but I think all of you ladies need to take the day off and join me in watching this movie together. Like, how nostalgic is that? I told my son, I was like, you know who He-Man is? The movie's coming out. He's like, I have no idea. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I failed as a mother.
Yeah, Voltron was a different.
Aaron
So
still
disappointed.
has the toys from that show, the He-Man show. He's got the actual He-Man action figure. He's got the green tiger. That's all I've seen.
Oh my goodness.
But I feel like he had like a whole bucket in the basement of action figures from that show. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he probably had, what was it, Voltron? Was that the
Skeletor?
the villain? Skeletor. What did I say? Voltron? Who's Voltron?
Voltron.
Skeletor. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a lot. We had great cartoons. We had cartoons growing up.
Did.
Saturday morning cartoons. You guys remember Saturday morning cartoons? Like waking up with your bowl of cereal and just watching cartoons in the morning.
Yes, I want to see
Pop-Tarts.
Thundercats. I want them to make a Thundercats. Like, why haven't we seen Thundercats?
Thunder. Something
I
like
had a Thundercats hat, a Thundercats shirt. I even had the sword that you put up here and your eyes like come out through the part of the sword. I have a picture of me. I should find that. Thundercats. Oh, okay, I'm done.
that.
Anyway, so this conversation kind of got us to talk about superheroes, like who's our favorite superhero. And I remember a long time ago, Lena said her favorite superhero was Batman because he was the only human superhero. He
Self-made.
was just a mortal man. Yes. So
With
who are your
supreme
guys'
intelligence.
Yeah, very, very smart. So who's your guys' favorite superhero? Or also, too, in addition, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? But I want to know who your favorite superhero is first.
So I'm going to piggyback because I think that Batman is amazing. So I love Batman because he's a self-made hero, but also what is his superpower? His superpower is his mind. He is so intelligent. Yes, he has a lot of money, but he is incredibly smart. He is a genius with everything that he comes up with the way that he thinks. Dare I say this word? The way he thinks politically is pretty incredible. And the fact that he, comes from a broken home and had to basically raise himself with his butler, Alfred. Alfred is amazing. I wanted to name my firstborn Alfred.
Are you serious?
Because I just love that name so much. And I love his demeanor and his poise and his elegance. And, he's a man of few words in all the movies, but every time that he speaks, he says something that is just super helpful and like intelligent. And it's just like, every time that Alfred speaks, I love it. So yes, Batman, 100%. If there was like a modern superhero right now, like to help the standing that we're in right now in our world currently, I would want Batman. I really would.
I really hope that we see that spotlight in the sky soon because we desperately need it.
It's a sign of hope.
Yes.
It's a sign of hope. He's just super intelligent. That's what I would want as my superhero. Is somebody that's incredibly intelligent.
But you had mentioned Wonder Woman earlier, too.
I do love Wonder Woman. I loved the Wonder Woman movies. I loved the first Wonder Woman because just like it was just pure femininity and beauty and grace. She was just so graceful from the way that she spoke to the way that she dressed to the way that she fought to, just her heart. She just wants to believe in love. And she says that over and over in that movie. It's not about what you are. It's not about what you do. It's about what you believe. And I believe in love. And it's beautiful.
Wow. What about you, Minu? Who's your favorite superhero?
I like many, but the two that tops right now would be definitely the Wonder Woman and also Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. Because, she feels very intensely. And I think I feel every emotion very intensely. How? You've just
I said, wow. No, I said, wow. I was like,
I showed my intensity there also. So, battles are real, but I feel like how Lena just said that there is a grace in how you carry every emotion, how you carry your pain and how you show up with dignity and stand up for yourself. So those two right now would be, the top of my mind because I feel I am resilient. I show my emotions with a lot of intensity. I use my hands, I use my facial expressions, I use my tone. So whether it's a happy emotion or sad, I show it with an intensity and I have this emotional depth. So I resonate with these two. Yeah. What about you?
When Lena first brought the topic up, who immediately came to mind was Wolverine. And I like Wolverine because he's very strong. He almost emotionless, but you can tell he has love. Like he loves Jean Grey. He has love for Rogue. And there is that through that exterior, that hard exterior, there is love. And he has traveled through time and he's built this exterior because of everything that he's gone through, being able to just continuously heal and the trauma that he carries, but he still finds love for, he loved Jean Grey and he sacrifices himself for her. And I really like his character. He's very strong, but he's got that soft side to him that people close to him are able to penetrate. What about you, Savvy?
I am a big X-Men fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I second that notion about Wolverine. I love Wolverine. But I think one of my favorite heroes is really the Hulk.
Mm.
And there's a side of him, like you've got your normal side of him, but then there's that side, don't mess with me. Like if you send him into that mode, it's like he just is tearing up stuff. And so I feel like some days I could just transform into the Hulk, in my.
I know that's not funny, but I can totally picture that.
I love that you can admit that.
I get it because I want to cut some people too. So I get it.
Yeah. But between him and Rogue, I love Rogue. I want to dye my hair white right here. I can't wait till I gray just so that I can have the Rogue hairstyle.
What is her superpower? I'm really not familiar. I saw like the first two X-Men movies
here
and like the first Wolverine, and then I teach me. Tell me.
Let me touch you. Let me just touch you and watch you fall out, shake down, and that's her superpower. Her hands, it's in her hands. Like she can drain you of all your energy and shock you. It's like she takes your life source.
I don't think she doesn't want her to be my friend. Yeah, she doesn't want to.
No.
She doesn't have friends. She can't. What I feel for Rogue because she cannot have human touch and she wants it so bad. She wants to be able to, she's in love with someone and she wants to be able to touch him and kiss him, but she can't even do that because she will drain his energy. And he's like, I'll be okay. I promise I'll be okay. And they kiss and he goes into a coma. So she has a very sad.
That sounds like a curse
story. Yeah. So to speak. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she's so strong and resilient. Like she is just a phenomenal character, even though she can't have this affection, she can't touch, she's still so strong and she builds this relationship with Wolverine that is like no other. They're like,
so she mortal?
Brother and sister.
I guess all superheroes are mortal, huh? Aren't all superheroes mortal? No, Batman's not mortal.
Wolverine, no.
He can die. He can be killed.
So he's right. So Rogue she can wear gloves and she is fine with touching people if she wears gloves.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Are all superheroes immortal? I mean, I guess.
So Batman is mortal. Wolverine is immortal. He can live forever.
Yeah. Superman, as long as there's no kryptonite.
Yes, he can live forever. He's immortal. But I think most of them are mortal.
That's interesting.
Because you see them all growing up if you watch all the Yeah. If you watch all the X-Men, they're all getting older.
Iron Man because of his heart. Right?
But he was human anyway. So.
Yeah.
He is human who has a brilliant mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So jumping over to what superpower you would like to have.
I feel like we talked about this once before.
We probably did. Mine has not changed. I want to hear what Minu has to say first. What would be your superpower? What has it changed since the last? Do you remember what you said last time?
Do you remember what I said?
I don't. Damn.
I want to read people's mind.
Mind reader.
You know what? I thought about that. I thought about Xavier and I was like, he can't shut it off. So when can you shut it off?
Was he the one in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can't shut it off. He constantly hears it to where he starts drugging himself just so he can't hear it. So, Minu,
Yes,
do
my
you
love.
want to customize your superhero power and be able to shut off, be like, I want to read his mind, am I?
Like, what if it was only like the opposite sex? Like What Women Want, that movie, remember?
So
With
great.
with Mel.
That was so good.
Why can't I think of
Mel
his name?
Gibson
Yeah, that guy. That was
and
a funny movie.
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
So, what about you, Lena? What would be your superpower?
I would just, I don't know. Like, I don't know that there's like a superhero that has the superpower to just bring joy and peace. Like, I would just want to bring, like, I would want to be light. I'd want to be light. I want to, like, my superpower, I'd want it to be like to illuminate, to bring
Physically or
light and
emotionally?
peace. Both.
There actually is a superhero like that. Wolverine fell in love with her, and she had the power to control emotions. She could de-escalate by just touching people, de-escalate situations. And actually, I believe she was a sister to the one who can turn into diamonds, to Diamond.
Mm.
But yeah, there is an X-Men movie with her in it. And he falls in love with her. He calms her. She calms him.
Yeah, that's me.
You know, when I look at Lena from our very first episode of our introductions, the superpower that comes to my mind when I think about you, Lena, is truth alignment. You know,
Thank you.
Or-
Oh,
like for me, when I think about what I said and where I am, I see, the clarity of my side. Like I talked about clarity and consistency, and those two have been my forte, I would say, Everything is around that clarity and consistency. What about you, Miss Coop?
Honestly,
You already have so many.
baby. I like when she says baby.
I don't know. Like, there's so many superpowers I would love to possess, but I think definitely I would not want to read nobody's mind. Like, that would drive me crazy to be in people's heads.
You
I
go on
think
a date
that-
and they're like, she's so pretty, but man, she's a little fat. She's got a little mustache going on. Absolutely not. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
I know, right?
You
She's a little
imagine.
chubby. She got a little mustache, a little beard going on. Like, she needs to shave. Nah, I got to be able to control it.
No, my dear. So use that power not to shut them off, but to ground them.
Ground them.
When like what's going in their mind, right? So you sharpen your communication skill and tailor it to something that will ground them, something that is safer to express without belittling each other. It's about, showing your smartness without acting smart.
I want to say something about that, but I wanted to finish. I interrupted Savvy.
Yeah, you better keep quiet today.
I know. Sorry, Dad.
She said, oh my gosh, it got so dark all of a sudden.
It is dark, isn't it?
I guess it is already, what, 7:40?
Okay,
So-
Miss Savvy.
Anyway, I think if I wanted to have a superpower, it would be I would want bionic eyes so that I could see everything so clearly. Boy,
Hmm.
y'all
I
remember
can see
Bionic Woman?
clearly now the rain has gone. Bionic eyes. Wow.
Yes.
Do you guys remember that
interesting.
show, The Bionic Woman? Mm-hmm. It's so good. Nice.
That's
Nice
funny.
one.
Her and the
Mine-
guy. There was the guy too. What was he?
Is it a movie or a show? I don't
It was
remember.
a show.
It was a show. There was two of them. There was the Bionic Woman and the
Bionic Man.
what was the man? Was he Bionic Man?
Yeah.
And when
think
they would
so.
run, it would make this noise, and they'd be like, "What?"
I just looked it up, and that episode came out in 1976, the very first episode,
Oh,
The Bionic Woman.
wow.
I might have to watch that.
So you feel like with bionic eyes, like you would could clearly see into like somebody's soul and like know exactly like what they're thinking, kind of like Minu said. But no, would you know what they're thinking? And like, what would you see with bionic eyes? Like have X-ray vision?
X-ray vision, crisp, clear vision. Like, yeah. I don't know what I could do with that superpower, but it would just be awesome to be able to have clear vision and seeing things.
Yeah.
So I would choose the power of persuasion.
Power of persuasion.
The power of persuasion.
That's a book, isn't it?
I have no
It's
idea.
like a sales book. I think that's a sales
But-
book. Yeah.
There is a character in Jessica Jones, and he can persuade you to do anything. I thought, well, that would be a great one. I become a millionaire. I could convince somebody to be with me. Somebody could sell me a car for 50 cents or just hand over all their stocks to me. Like with the power of persuasion, there's so many bad things that can happen, but there's so many good things that can happen too. So when you were talking about light and giving light and everything that's going in our political climate right now, the power of persuasion can easily put everything at rest.
If you're the only one with that power.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a Jessica Jones, I think it was on Netflix, and she was dating somebody who had the power of persuasion, and he used his power for evil. And then she was able to finally become immune to his power, but everybody else was not. And somebody upset him. And so he went into her house and he said for her to kill her partner with 1,000 cuts. And so this woman was attacking her partner with a little blade, just 1,000 cuts, until that person was dead. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't want to use it for that. And I forgot what his character name was. People out there would know. But power of
What is
persuasion.
Jessica Jones? Is that a
So Jessica
superhero?
Jones, yes, she has, she's very, very strong. She's very strong. Actually, I dressed up as her. You know who Lucas Cage is?
Mm-mm.
Luke Cage. It's Luke Cage. He's also very strong. So me and an ex, I had dated a guy and he was a big dude, tall. And he was Luke Cage and I was Jessica Jones. Because they actually did hook up in the show.
What show is this?
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
Cool. Wait, what? Luke Cage. That is that a different character?
Yes, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. They had him on Netflix for a while, their shows, but yeah, she's a private investigator. Real strong, very powerful woman. An alcoholic. Cheers. But yeah, I'm so sad we lost Erin.
I know. What happened?
I don't know.
Did she text anybody?
I don't have anything.
Wow.
Yeah,
So what other superheroes do we admire? Or
I do like Xavier, but he has a hard time shutting things off. At least he used his power for good. And Mystique is pretty awesome too.
She's the blue one.
Yes, to change and be whoever you want.
Oh, she's like a shapeshifter? Okay,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we need to have an X-Men-a-thon next time we're together because Lena is so out of the loop when it comes to X-Men. And we're not going to watch it on when the movies came out. We're going to watch it in the intended chronological order so you can follow along with each character. Oh, it's going to be a lovely couple of nights because it's going to take a while.
Getting a lot of popcorn.
A lot of popcorn, a lot of tequila.
Okay.
That
sounds like fun.
Yes.
I feel like we talked also recently about superpowers and somebody talked about time travel. Did somebody say that they would want their superpower to be time travel? Because was that you, Savvy? Because you really like history.
It wasn't me, but I remember that. Was that you? I think wasn't it you, Shannon?
I think it was a topic that we had talked about. Like if you went back in time and you stood next to your great great grandfather in post office line, what would you do?
Or who would you want to visit if you could go back in time? I think that's what it was.
I want to meet Jesus, personally. That's who I would like to meet. But if I had a list of people, it would take me a minute to come up with a list of people. But there are some faith-based people that I would love to meet in times in history that I would love to witness. So Jesus, Nelson Mandela, and
the
I'd
real
like to,
superheroes, the real ones.
Yeah. And I'd even like to go back to my own family lineage and maybe go back 400 years back to Scotland and Mexico and meet those family members. Like, how did we get here? Yeah, it would be very interesting.
Very interesting.
Time travel would scare me, though. I've been watching that show, The Way Home. I watch it every night. I'm on this, and I'm almost done with the second season.
We should start the third season together, like all of us as a group, so that we can talk about it.
Okay. So she goes into this lake and she finds her brother in the 1800s. And it's a very scary time where her daughter travels back to like the early or the late 1999, 98, and then into the early 2000s. But to travel back into those times where women did not have rights.
Century.
And their talents were looked upon as witchcraft. That's some scary times. So I don't know how far back I would want to travel unless I could just be an observer. I don't want to interact because my mouth would get me on a stake or thrown in a pond, drowned, whatever. I'll be a witch. It's scary times for women,
It was back then. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it was in our parents' lifetime that a woman could apply for a credit card without her husband's signature.
Right.
right? Well, they needed their signature for their husband. They couldn't do it on their own or alone or,
Open
you
a
know,
bank account.
right. It's not that
Mhm.
far
Or even own a
long ago.
home.
Right.
Right. Own anything.
Like one of my favorite I don't know what she would be called, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Mm.
Like, she totally made some stuff happen for people in this lifetime, and one of them would have been the being able to sign and own a home as a woman. I'm a homeowner as a woman, and that's huge.
Mhm.
I am too.
Me too.
And our ancestors, women ancestors, were not afforded that opportunity.
If
And
you
you
think
know,
about
even
it, back then they might have thought of us as superheroes.
absolutely.
Hey.
Especially with Savvy being African American. You, Lena, you are, and your family migrated here most recently. I was second generation, so my mom was first generation here from Mexico. So just the progress in that alone, to be able to, all of us in different little categories on being able to purchase a home, it's pretty amazing. Minu too. I know we lost
Yeah.
her, but you know, she was born in India. She's really come up here as well.
On her own.
I would say this is a
independently.
land of opportunity, but I don't really know if that's the case anymore. So, yeah, it's
That's
been
the
interesting.
third time y'all done brought up something about this country.
It's hard
kinda-
not to. We're
yeah,
living in
I was
it.
just about to say, it's really hard not to. We need some superheroes to step up. We need somebody to lead this country. We are a country of minorities. We need a leader. We need a superhero to come up and be like, hey, enough's enough. Somebody on here had mentioned, I'm not going to say who, had mentioned, you know, what we need to do to kind of come together. And we're not coming together, and we have the power to, and we just aren't. And so it's,
As a people. As a
right.
people. But we have created a lot of division ourselves.
Absolutely.
As
it
a
doesn't-
people, we have created a lot of division.
So hopefully we'll see some superheroes coming up soon
Hopefully.
and lead the pack.
Well, we have our
need to
savior.
stand up.
Well, do you guys have anything else to add as far as superheroes? We've lost 2 of our scoops. So sad about that. They must have melted away. I don't know.
No, I just think there's a lot of power in prayer. You know, that is the one superhero, our creator. And there's a lot of struggles and there's a lot of pain in the world. And it's just so important to get on your knees and pray
Yeah,
and look up
absolutely.
and have hope.
And faith.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, ladies, this was a great topic, Lena. Thank you for bringing this up.
Yeah.
So, I think the next time we get together, I know we have tea, but we should all dress up as our favorite superhero. So, Lena, you're coming as Wonder Woman. I'm coming as Wolverine. Savvy's coming as the Hulk.
I might come
I'm
as
not coming
Batman.
as the Hulk.
You might go as Batman. No?
I'm not coming as the Hulk. I'll bring a picture.
How about you can come in as his human form?
Who, me?
Yes. She's
No,
like, what does that
no.
even look like? What does that even look
No.
like?
No, I gotta find a sexy. I'm coming as Jean Grey.
She's pretty awesome. I think she is the most powerful X-Men. She is the
Jean
most
Grey?
powerful X-Men. She's the
Yeah.
Phoenix.
She's the what?
The Phoenix. The Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Lena, we've got to
Mhm.
we got to I have all the DVDs. Yes, I have DVDs and I have a DVD player. Bring it at
Me
all.
too.
I do
Yes.
too. There's no
Yay.
interruptions. When your
Yes.
internet goes out, you can
None.
still watch a movie.
Why do people not
Exactly.
understand that?
Because
Well, we
when
could just
doomsday
stream it.
happens, we can all just sit and chill and watch our DVDs. What was that movie we watched? The Obama movie. Remember that room that they
Oh,
had with
Leave
all
the World Behind?
DVDs? Yes, they
Yep.
just had a specific room with just DVDs, and she was watching Friends.
Yes, that's how it
Mhm.
ended.
Yes. And what I liked about that movie is they're all going to meet at the same place. The 2
Mhm.
fathers and the son were told about the place. The teenage girl and the mom were like, they see her bike there. They all end up at the same place. You know that they're all going to end up at the same place. I thought it was a great ending. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we all have our DVDs. So when no
And our DVD
superhero
player.
arises, we have, yeah. All right, ladies, anything else?
I think that's good.
All right. Thanks
Thanks
everybody
for joining.
Yes, I want to know who your superhero is. So like, share, subscribe, and tell us who your superhero is. And I want to know why. And I want to know what superpower you want to have.
And
And. All right. Have a good night.
happy Sunday Sunday.
Happy Sunday Sunday.